I think it is going back to the basics. So whatever we were taught in a school, I believe follow that. Discipline is most important. I think if you're disciplined, your 70-80% of the job is done. Your team will follow that. First of all, let me thank Soil Cup team for having me here. Glad I've been, discussing on and off with your team. So it has been a really good experience till now. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning to the whole world, whoever is, hearing us. So let me give you a little background about myself. So I am basically from hills and from a very small village. In fact, interestingly, our village got connected to road just 4-5 years back. So so my father, for a better living, better prospects, he moved to Delhi, and he was fortunate to get a government job at a junior level. And then after 2-3 years, when my brother was born, he got to know that if you get a job in a school, a private school, your kids would have a free education. So just for the lovers of his kids, he left the government job, a very cushy job, and he moved to a private school called Ramjas School. And just because otherwise he could not afford a good education. So for that he joined the school and started working, and then we studied in the same school. So that has been the background. Born, brought up in Delhi. Did my graduation from Delhi University, then did my management from MIT, and it has been a great journey. This insurance Samadhan was an idea, and I would not say that it's something like sometime when you are living your regular life, suddenly an idea occurs in your mind or something happens. So it was not that we were on the road, accident happened, we thought the helmet is needed. Me, Shilpa and Shailesh, 3 co-founders, were working for insurance industry, and while we were working, we realized that a lot of mis-selling was happening. The cascading effect was claim rejection. People would put their money thinking that God forbid if the
something happens,
death happens in the family or there's a medical emergency, the claim would be settled. But that was not happening at the point of time, the moment of growth. So we 3 of us, we were experiencing this then, and we were part of a company called Max Life Insurance, and we were in Connaught Place, which was the hub of commercial hub of Delhi. So a lot of agreed customers used to walk in and share their stories with us. So we used to help them. In 2014, a very senior cop walked into the office, and he shared the similar story with his father, that his fathers were due for 42 policies with 38 lakh rupees of premium, and over a period of 6-7 years, and divided in further 5 various companies. Being a cop, he could put this person behind jail but could not get even a single paisa. And that's how we started assisting him. And within a span of 5 months, we got the entire money back. That was a trigger that, if a person of that level is not able to get the money with his networking and the position he was, we thought it's difficult for anybody else.
Yes.
And that's where in 2013-14, we decided that we will start something around this. Shailesh was about to get retired in next few years. I was working after working a full-time employee. I left my job and became a full-time insurance advisor. Started handling HNI insurance portfolios. Saw the similar stories with them as well. So it had nothing to do with how educated you are. It had nothing to do with what a background or walk of life you come from. This was a part of almost everyone, mis-selling. In fact, I keep saying to everyone, if you go back and check within your family, with elders and otherwise, you'll see similar stories. So, and Shilpa was training a lot of advisors and employees, so she also realized this was happening through them. So 2000, and then I met Sanjay Garwal, our 4th co-founder. He was missold a health insurance product, and imagine he is a high court lawyer. So 2011, I helped him, get that money back, and he also felt for the cause. So 2017, 4 of us met when Shailesh retired, and took the plunge. So that's how the idea came into the existence, and the company was registered, and we started Insurance Samadhan.
But then, leaving a steady job where you're getting a monthly salary, how difficult or how easy was that decision for you to make? Because you have a family at home, and then you think about, what should I do? Should I do this, or, should I keep going with the job? So what went through your mind?
So that was a challenge for sure, though I was still an entrepreneur. I was handling, insurance portfolios. But having said that, that was something which, I was doing otherwise also as a management person. So that came naturally to me. So I had good regular earning. In fact, I was earning fabulously well. Shilpa, and we were in our late 30s. Me, Shilpa, Shailesh got retired. Sanjay was doing a successful practice. So it was obviously a big financial hit to us, but we had to take that call. And because we knew this is something which is required, and nothing like this exists in our country, in fact for that matter in Asia. So we thought, let's take this plunge, and we had this gut feel that we'll be able to solve the problem, and we'll be able to manage somehow our households. So this was a risk, I would say, taking that risk at the peak of your career, especially when you're in your 30s and early 40s. And if you're in corporate world, you normally reach that mid-management, and you have a pushly settled life. So Shilpa really struggled because she was a national head with one of the pharma company, and a lot of rejection, I would say, and a lot of family was not very welcoming to the idea. But then she took the plunge with us, and today we are here, happy that we took that call.
Right. So you're still continuing with the career that, with the freelancing things that you were doing earlier. For example, you were an advisor. So are you still doing it along with working on Samadhan?
No, I'm glad you asked that question. So when we started, I was handling insurance portfolios, selling insurance. So as per me, nobody told me, but I thought it would not have been right that, on one side I'm selling insurance and other side I'm handling remittances. So I thought it was not ethical. So I decided, and that's the reason I said I was earning fabulously well. So I decided to stop that selling when we started Insurance Samadhan. But when you say that when you do the right things, a right thing happens to you. So that's what we're experiencing.
That's a very good point. Not leaving your honesty and keep following your ethics is very, very important. I truly agree with this. So what were your initial struggles when you came up with this idea? What did you do? You started planning that we would need these teams because you have a bot chat, right? And then you have an algorithm that is working in the back end. So you must have had a tech team in place, right? So when did you started planning, and what were the initial struggles? When did you thought that these are the teams that we need? We need a tech team, we need a advertising team probably, or something.
So, very interesting. It was an uncharted territory. We were the first one in the industry, and so we had no reference point. So what happens is, whenever you choose any career, you choose any business, you have some reference point. That in the world that person has done this, or in our country this person has done this.
You look up to someone. Right.
Exactly, and that these strategies has worked with them. Something like that will work with us also. So nothing like that was with us. We did not know even how to start. We did not even know that So imagine an insurance company which has rejected a claim. And for a reason, obviously, they don't reject the claim for illogical reasons, but they've rejected a claim on some basis. Now the customer approaches us, and through our algorithm, like you said, through our filtration process, first we understand if the claim has enough proofs. Now what happens is customer is not able to represent the claim in a right manner, and that's where the customer needs the support. So when we do that, and same company which has rejected has is honoring those claims. So which means they want to do the right things, but we did not know how would they react. So that was a big challenge. Then we did not even know that how do we proceed, because none of us came from technology background.
Exactly.
The only tech we were using is laptop, which all of us use in our corporate jobs. So we did not know. So tech happened later. So initially what we did was, we took almost 8-10 months to start. Spoke to a lot of industry CXOs. We spoke to a lot of friends in the industry. We understood what will be the problems we'll face, and then we were very, very lucky to have Mr. Rajesh Sood on board. He is one of the most known CXO in the industry for more than 2 decades. When we spoke to him, he loved the idea and he said, okay, I am there to support you people. So that was a very good endorsement for us. And then eventually we started getting some complaints and grievances through known circle. And we Shilpa and Shailesh, both of them used to sit in the office, go through the policy pack, and write the representation, send them to the customer. Then customer would further go to insurance companies. So everything was manual. Everything. So today we very proudly say we're a tech platform. We had no idea, but gradually we knew that it has to go tech way. And why? Because one, it's a very strongly regulated industry, so there are patterns. Second, every claim or complaint would fall in one or the other bucket. So Shilpa and Shailesh started seeing those trends and started writing those trends. So you can imagine we've written thousands of the papers over a period of 1.5 years, solved a few 100 claims, and then we started looking for CTO. Knowing that yes, it's a tech roadmap, and we were right judging that. And then we met over 30 people, very good techies. With all due respect to them, what we were looking for is somebody who can understand the cause, understand the problem, and understand that what is a vision, and can that person take that risk the way we were taking. And we were fortunate to meet Ravi. He has spent more than 12 years in startup ecosystem. So he had more understanding of startup ecosystem than we had. And I met him for 15 minutes. I could connect with him. He could see our vision. And imagine, I had no knowledge of tech, so I could not even interview his skills on technology. So we just spoke, chatted about his background, our background, why we started, and we clicked. And then obviously we had to take an external help to understand how good he is with technology. He came on board, and then from October 2019, we started building technology. And now, it's a tech-enabled system. Most of the companies go via technology, and we have scaled more than 18 times in COVID and because of technology.
Right. So we say that the COVID has hit everyone very hard, but I'm pretty sure that the insurance sector is one sector which was needed the most at that time, right? Especially the health insurance, the medical claims that people needed. So what impact has COVID had on your business?
So I would say it was extremely challenging. Why? Because as I said, first we were on the uncharted territory. We did not, every step we did not know how the industry would react, how the stakeholders would react, how do we even move forward. So COVID happened in February, March 2020.
Yes.
We were total 7 of us, which means 4 co-founders, 1 CTO, and 2 more employees, 7 or 8 of us. So next was, we were gradually growing. COVID hit. How do we get employees? So we and especially our processes were very unique. So we did not even have any expertise that you can just go and get those expertise on board and hire them. So what we took another challenge was, we started hiring college interns. We started having college graduates. They were also looking for something. We started training them. They joined as an intern. After 3 months, whoever did well, we got them on board. So imagine hiring youngsters of 19, 20, 21 years for the first time. They're working, they're sitting at their home. They have no idea how the corporate or startup ecosystem works. So keep them motivating, teaching them, and then that's how we started building our team in COVID.
Giving them job.
Yes, giving them job, training them. Giving job was still an easy, but making sure they work the way you want. Keeping the passion of startup ecosystem. Startup needs a massive passion. Startup needs madness. Startup needs late hours. Hustle all the time. So that all was very, very challenging. So doing that on video calls was very, very challenging. So we would do, every Friday we would do rejuvenating sessions, half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll just talk, understand each other, constantly calling every employee every now and then. And then imagine somebody in your family is hit with COVID. So keeping that motivation also up. And so all of us met after 8 months of hiring for the first time. That too for 2-3 hours. Yeah, so it has been really very challenging, but I would say that's where we all of us have come as a very strong team, a very, very strong brand for those kids who were hired at the age of 19, 20. Today, if you meet them, you would not imagine that they're just 2-year-old in the system, and they are so professional, so good at their work, and so passionate. So we have built a beautiful team with a great culture.
Wow, that's great. So I heard that you take 5 to 7 cases per 100 cases, right? Yes. So I'm assuming that probably it is a little stressed out at times, rejecting the 93 other cases where that they also need help. So how do you handle that, stress? How do you deal with it?
Brilliant. So you'll be, amazed to know that these a lot of people out of these 93 or 95%, they push us. Let's at least try. But we have to see. That's why we have come as a very, very strong brand, because it's a good temptation to have a lot of traffic on your website. It's a very good temptation to have a lot of user base. But we didn't want to go that way. We wanted to be very sure that we only want to pick up those complaints which are genuine in nature, because eventually it's an insurance company which has to solve the complaint.
Correct.
The decision lies with them or with the Ombudsman. So that's where our brand became very good within the industry, because they realized that these people are genuine and they only want to pick up those complaints which are genuine nature, and they also want to solve those complaints. And because one of our USPs, we don't sell insurance or any financial product, insurance companies know that these are their own customers. So if you can handle their claims or mis-selling well, you can upsell, cross-sell and resell once again. So then what we did was, after we've been catering to these 5-7%, our next step was, how do we cater to the entire universe, which means we want to cater to every single policyholder. So while we are talking, our app is under construction, is under development. From service, we are moving to a product, and another 1.5 months down the line, we'll be able to serve every single policyholder in the country. We would assist them in any servicing they want. We would also tell you whatever insurance policies you have, are they of good quality or not? Which means I'm not challenging the product itself. All products are good, but we are telling you that are there any errors in that form? If there are errors, we will raise an alarm and we will help you fix those errors, so that tomorrow when claim comes, you can get a smooth free claim.
Right. And a policy can be good for one person considering his or her situation. However, it may not be that good for the other person considering his or her situation, right?
Exactly. So we will assist you in telling you what are the errors, and every single policy holder in the country would love that feature, and that's the reason, as a gesture, we've kept that feature for free. We would not want to charge this. It's just building that. See, we want to give that back to the ecosystem. The idea is, how do we take care of every stakeholder in the industry, and that's why we want to bridge that gap. Great.
So what was your biggest challenge or the biggest struggle that you have faced so far?
So I would say 3. One, hiring. As I said, that people, not everybody would want to join us initially because they didn't know this industry existed. Right. Second was technology, because every step of the technology we had no reference point. So you build a technology, you build a feature, then you realize that this feature needs these more inputs. So there's a lot of hustle constantly in technology, but this piece was built very, very well by Ravi and his team. Great inputs by Shilpa and Shailesh. So as a team we could handle this. The biggest challenge was these services are not known to the country. So everybody is experiencing these problems, but the country doesn't even know that something like this exists. So there are 2 ways. One, you burn a lot of money, you spend crores and crores and advertise yourself. We again didn't want to go that way. So I keep telling Shilpa and our other colleagues that it's all about intent. When you have right intent, when you're doing the right jobs, some things will happen to you also. And Shark Tank happened to us.
Yes.
So after Shark Tank, that biggest challenge we were facing, that we
Marketing.
people don't know us, marketing, branding. How much will you spend in that marketing?
Yes.
So that happened, and now we are globally viral. The kind of overwhelming response we have received from across globe, and it is not that our business has grown. Our business has grown by 8-10 times just after Shark Tank.
Wow.
But what is overwhelming is people calling us and emailing us just to congratulate.
Wow.
That what you do is wonderful, and we really feel good, and they're blessing us. Elders calling that I can't do anything for you, but I want to give my blessings to you people. I think that's something which is our fuel for next couple of decades.
Wow, that's very nice. So is this also your one of the biggest milestones that you have achieved, the last one, conquering?
Yes, I would say Shark Tank would always be a great milestone. I'm sure we would achieve many bigger milestones, but that place where you got recognition, people got to know about you. I think it will always remain very close to our heart, and will always be thankful to Shark Tank and Sony. In fact, I've been watching Shark Tank since 2010, since it started in US.
Yeah. So there are a lot of people out there who want to get into entrepreneurship, who have not even started, who are just still thinking about it, who are in their jobs, and there are many out there who have already started but they are struggling with it. So what is your magic mantra for them? What message would you like to convey to them?
So I would, I think it's very simple if you really think about it. We think obviously entrepreneurship comes with a lot of risk. You got to be there all the time, constantly working. But that's, I think, if you are even into your job and you want to be a successful person, you have to put the similar effort there as well. I think it is going back to the basics. So whatever we were taught in our school, I believe follow that. Discipline is most important. I think if you're disciplined, you're 70-80% of the job is done. Your team will follow that. So very important. Second, look for a problem which you can solve. If you're solving a genuine problem, the rest will follow. And third and most important, which I've repeated earlier also, is about intent. Aapki niyat kaisi hai? Then it is about people working with you, people working around you, and your customer and the stakeholder in the industry you're working in. And how do you marry them? Intent and people. If you take care of both of them, if you know what to do with both of them, I think business will build on its own. So I think we constantly focus on profitability. We constantly focus on getting customer on board. I think we should focus on the problem solving. These both will happen. In fact, I would say we are unit economics positive from the day one we started, because we're solving a genuine problem, and everything is a cascading effect. So discipline.
Can I ask?
Please, Vishal.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Please.
Okay, I hope I'm allowed to ask a question.
Yes, of course, Vishal. Yes.
Okay. See, the model which you have today, Deepak, you're saying that, you go out, you talk to customers, or customers come onto your website, right? Is there a mechanism where you are going, because there are more than 50 insurance companies, whether it is life, general health, right? Is there a mechanism? And obviously there are brokers, right? There's another huge channel of distribution. Is there a mechanism where these companies are coming to you that I have 200 cases, problem cases, or I have 1,500 problem cases which are not yet resolved, and I would like to go back and clean my books? It's like a NPA, with a bank. Yeah. Do you have anything like that?
Great question, Vishal. So when we started, because since we were in the industry for a few decades, Shailesh is a veteran. We call him encyclopedia of insurance. So we did spoke to few insurance companies, and few gave us a proposal that you be on our side. We will give you our books, and you can help us clean them, and you can help these customers in mediating. With all due respect, that was a great gesture, but we were very focused and clear. We want to be on the customer side. We wanted to represent the customer. It was a difficult, path, but since we were sure what we want, so we would always want to be on the customer side. But as I said, good part is that we are getting an overwhelming response from the insurance companies as well, because they are solving what they always wanted to solve. So we would be always with the customer, representing them.
I have an experience of Credit Sudhar. I don't know if this company still exists.
Okay.
But it was a very good experience. My bureau score was, tumbled down, and I paid a very hefty fee to Credit Sudhar, and now my CIBIL score has gone up to like 750 odd.
Yeah.
So is the model more or less the same, which is like a Credit Sudhar, that people pay a certain fee, then they enter and then you resolve their problems? Is it like that?
So it's the other way around. One of our USPs again, and shows the kind of confidence we have in our products and services. We only charge success fee. So what we do is, you come to us, you have any grievance. First, our filtration process will take you through that grievance, and if the complaint has enough proofs and we accept, then we charge a very small registration fees from B2C customer, and after we have solved your problem and money has gone in your account, then we charge a success fee. So it's basically a success fee model.
It's a great business model, and I think it is going to help a lot of people. Now, going back to, as you mentioned, your biggest achievements being there on the Shark Tank, tell me what was going through your mind when they offered you 25% equity, and then you came up with 1.3%, so 25% and 1.3%, and you finally agreed on 4%. So what was going through your mind, bringing them down so low,
So, I'm glad I'm getting opportunity to answer this question, because all over social media, all over world, people are writing and saying that what a great negotiation skills.
Yes.
And I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not. I would say I'm very bad with negotiations. That's my weakness.
Like
I would rather say.
It didn't
Yes,
look like
I would say. But the reason why I would relate this to what I told you, going back to basics, doing the right things. So what we did was doing the right thing. We knew that we have raised a previous round at 25 crore valuation, and coming down would have been wrong. I don't want to use the word unethical, but it would have been wrong to those investors, and we were very sure. And the whole world thought, what a great negotiation. But I would say it's about being ethical and doing the right thing, and we didn't want to do that. We were very clear. And yes, but I would say getting Piyush Bansal on board, everybody would say it may sound that we were just looking for him. But believe me, we were exactly sure if it is not Piyush Bansal, then we don't want any funding, because he has built a tech giant himself, and that's where we wanted a great support of his.
So you have already mentioned that how life has changed post Shark Tank. You started receiving emails and so many messages, right? Is there anything that you would like to tell the audience of Soil Cup, or to the team of Soil Cup, if you have any message for them that you would like to leave?
So I keep saying this to everyone. Believe in positivity. I'm a crazily positive person. Negativity doesn't process in my mind or heart. So I think if you really want to do something, focus on basics, fundamentals of life, be disciplined, be crazily positive, and honestly things will happen. We are the live example. Someday, I'm sure, again, I'm not a great writer, but someday one of us will write a story of Insurance Samadhan, and believe me, it will motivate many, because what we've gone through would sound very crazy, would sound impossible, but I think it was not that difficult for us, because we were very positive. We knew the intent, we knew we are people's person, and the kind of team we have built, I think fabulous. That's what I would say. Just focus on what you want to do and focus on basics of life. Thank you. It has been a great conversation with you, and you people are doing a fabulous job. When I got to know that intent, again, see, it's all about intent. You mentioned exactly what I told you. Your intent, the moment your colleague reached out to me, was to energize and motivate entrepreneurs who would have been facing some difficulty in Shark Tank. And then the second thing, exactly what you said, you're getting overwhelming response from people. So it is intent and people, and what you're doing with both of them.
So thank you so much once again, Deepak, for joining us, for giving us your valuable time, and for speaking with us.
Thanks a lot to both of you.